Today we're going to be going over a arm lock today from guard. I really like this setup. It's a high percentage one. I learned this from watching Roger Gracie, and there's some details that I like to do to make it a higher percentage. What I like to do is he's going to be defending, right? So one thing, if he's at my waist, it's going to be really easy to break his posture. I literally just grab his lapels and pull my knees to my chest to break his posture. So he's not gonna stay here a lot of times because I can start to choke him and everything, right? So he's gonna bring one to my chest to keep his posture. Here, this is the normal, especially in gi. He's gonna keep me from sitting up. And now he has this frame, so I can't pull him in, right? This arm straight. So what I'm gonna do to set up this arm lock is, I think a lot of people, first of all, try to do the traditional arm lock, and I don't have really any control of his posture when I'm doing it. It's really hard. A lot of people teach this grip here and here, but it's really hard because I'm doing this. John's posturing. He's also got this frame at my hip here, so I can't really climb my leg. I can't get this angle because his arm is straight still. It's going to be really hard to get his posture low to where I throw this leg over, I have a lot of space, you know. So a higher percentage setup that I like is trying to bend this arm and get an angle a little better than the normal arm lock. So what I'm gonna do is I like to grab inside the elbow to help keep things a little tighter and help to break his arm positioning a little better. What I'm gonna use is this cross grip here. Instead of just using this grip to pull in, I'm gonna take my elbow and collapse it down his elbow. So when his arm's straight here, my elbow is pushing into his elbow and making it bend so it collapses his posture. So when he's straight here, I'm using this grip to pull towards my right down to the floor with this elbow like this to help with the pull. But this is gonna be the main grip, this cross grip that makes his elbow bend so it can break his posture. So I pull towards me and my elbow down against his elbow on the inside so it collapses his elbow like this, see? So try to maintain your arm straight, John. Like here, boom. See how it bends his arm? And now I have a really tight posture break and his arm is bent. So now I have a really good chance to climb my guard. So I'm gonna take this foot, put it on his hip, make sure that you close your knee. If my knee is out, he can posture up and it's not that tight and he can pull his elbow out a little bit. If I close my knee, postures up, it's a little bit harder and he can't really bring his elbow out. I can't stay here though, he's eventually gonna escape, right? So what I'm gonna do is pendulum my head, my shoulders to my right, and then I'm gonna throw my top leg across his back as high as I can. I'm gonna try to look into his ear over here. So it can't be two motions because it's hard to move like this. So I'm gonna swing the leg and move my head at the same time here. As far as I can, I wanna be able to look into his ear. I'm climbing my heel as high as I can on his back. And this now serves as a frame. So if John tries to drive into me, it now frames him because if he drives into me, I can't throw over my other leg, right? So when I'm here, instead of going straight for the arm lock, because against a lot of good guys, it's a little too much space. As I go, he's gonna start posturing up, pulling out his elbow, he's gonna fight this really hard. So instead of going for the arm lock straight away, I'm just gonna lock over the shoulder. Make sure the leg over the shoulder is the one that's on bottom. I don't wanna be this way. There's not as much pressure. So this leg that's over his shoulder is on bottom, and I lock, and I pinch my knees. So if John tries to move from here, it's really hard because I have this frame here, keeping him from driving in, and I have my legs keeping him from backing out. The other benefit that I have is that I have control of when I can throw this leg over, and also as he starts to defend, when he does this rear naked choke defense here, he can't get inside my thigh because it's over here. If I do like this, he can, no, go back. So if I pass this leg over his head, he can now bring this inside my thigh like this, and it's really hard to finish the arm lock once that's in. So that's another reason why I like to lock over the shoulder. Now a quick detail is if I pinch my knees enough and I uncross his arms, so like say he's defending the rear naked choke grip, it's really easy now to access the end of the lever to untangle his arms. Now I have access to the arm, I can even armbar them straight from here. Just lift my hip and pass over. If you want it even tighter, you can triangle your legs over the shoulder like this. So if you have long legs, you can triangle as really tight. Here. Let's say that he's not tapping from that either. I'm still gonna untangle his arms the same way that we did in the arm lock video from Mount. If you guys haven't checked that out, or check it out on our membership site if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna feed this arm over here, and I'm gonna tuck this elbow, so now he cannot re-grip. See, if John tries to re-grip, there's no way he can hide this arm now. So now I take my heel, move it towards his head, and do another pendulum, so I can take this leg out and curl it over his head. I wanna make sure John's head is towards the mat as low as possible. If I just throw it straight over here, he might still be able to stack me. He drives into me. So what I'm gonna do is move my head and shoulders out of the way, and my heel to almost where it's like a pendulum swing, where I'm trying to touch his head to the mat. So I'm here, I'm trying to touch his head to the mat. So John tries to stack me, it's really hard. And now I can curl over and finish the arm lock from here. Okay guys, just to close things out, this is a higher percentage, I think, arm lock than the standard one that we're taught with just the cross grip. It helps control the posture. Remember, we're pulling that inside elbow. Pull that elbow down to bend their arm. You want that elbow to be on the inside of their arm. As you're pulling in, it collapses their elbow. Make sure you get that angle, pendulum, to where you can look in their ear. Take your time once you get that lock over the shoulder too. You don't need to rush throwing the leg over, because that gives them space. So make sure you're controlling the position and keeping tight before you throw the leg over. Make sure that you're not rushing things. This is more of like a tight arm lock setup that you don't need to rush. I hope you guys like the details. Let us know, like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you in the next video.